All right. Well,
Okay.
welcome everybody, including ourselves, to the initial Weed and Wrestling podcast.
This is so exciting. I
Yes,
feel like it's been forever.
fuck yeah. This is the start of many things. Yeah, I am the Rebel Professor, Ryan Barton Lash, the eccentric enigma. I'm here with my recording partner. Go ahead.
I'm Laniya. That's hard enough.
Yeah, and that's also part of why I just wanted her to say it, so that way I don't just slip up and go Laniya. But
Yep.
yeah, just background on ourselves. This whole thing started because me and her, which I think we've been friends on Facebook going on like maybe 2 years.
Possibly.
Yeah, possibly. I just we started liking each other's comments on different posts and stuff, and it just came like I just remember it was like a 2-day thing to where it was
I
just
was
like
basically wrestling groups too. It was like random wrestling groups. It's like, oh, I agree with this guy. Oh, it's the same person.
yeah. And I just sent the friend request just being like, look, we agree on way too much.
Mhm.
Not to let it go by, but then we eventually just got to the point here where we're like, well, we need to hop in onto the wrestling podcast circuit.
Everybody got opinions. We got opinions.
Yeah, we sure do. I mean, wrestling's been around, longer than we've been alive. But I know I've been watching. Like I basically watched from when I was about 2 to about 14. And then I took a long break, but that like that 2 to 14, 15 year old age range grew up in the best time of wrestling until
Yeah,
this point.
definitely the golden era and the attitude era. Yeah, I've been liking wrestling since Sting had short blonde hair and rainbow pants.
Right?
So, like,
Right?
it's been a long time.
Just remember I remember like the first time I like thinking I saw him, I was just like, that dude surfs.
Oh my god, I loved him. I was like little, but I loved his like face paint and pants. I loved it. That's all.
Yeah. Sting's one of the greatest of all time. He's one of the few greatest of all times never hold the WWE title.
I mean, yeah, I mean, WWE did him dirty, but I'm sure that's something we'll definitely talk about another time.
Hell yeah.
He definitely is one of the most professional wrestlers, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And he never was like one of these horrible people.
Yeah. And
As a wrestler, even on drugs. So,
changed
definitely
so
commend
much
him for
with the
what.
times. Like he, constantly changed with the time.
Yeah, he definitely did. The pro, the surfer, everything was right on time
Which
and perfect.
the whole Crow gimmick that falls back to one of my personal favorites, Scott Hall, Razor Ramon. He was the one.
Oh man,
He was the one to suggest that gimmick to him.
he did.
Yeah.
And it's so to know that now because Major Ramon should have suggested a different gimmick for himself. I'm not hating, just being honest.
Yeah. That man, he's someone that even though he never won a world title, he did probably more for wrestling than just about any single wrestler like in the modern day era, just from like creating the contracts and stuff like that, and like getting people good deals. Like he was the first one to go over to WCW and be like, look, how much are you going to pay me? Like, if you really want me to leave, how much are you willing to pay me? And that opened up the door for lots of other people to go through during the war era to, be able to actually make a living, doing wrestling. And
yeah, in hindsight, like knowing what we know now that we didn't know then, like
yeah,
he really lived up to his character in so many ways that we would like unprecedented. You wouldn't think, but he really was like a boss in a lot of ways.
yeah, they had him faking being Puerto Rican That eventually influenced.
Cuban. He was a fake Cuban.
Yeah, Cuban. That's right, Cuban. He was faking being Cuban, and that influenced Damian Priest. Because Damian Priest totally thought he was being represented on TV. And he's like,
I mean, he connected to it, so
and
it
he's a
helps
great
something.
wrestler. He's a great.
Yes, he's such a great wrestler, and watching him where he came from too, like wow,
Yeah, he came from the streets. Yeah, he really.
and yeah, he really did. He really worked his way up in so many ways.
Hmm. Yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah, I guess yeah, that for us, that kind of gives a little bit of a headway to where we're coming from as but otherwise, I guess let's catch up on the modern day.
yeah,
Uh,
there's been a lot going on, a lot.
a lot going on. I would say about what about 2 years ago, right when uh Vince first got ousted and stuff. That was like the real change around of wrestling for everybody. You know.
I think that I thought when he got kicked out that things were going everybody should have bad spirit, but it was like the exact opposite. And I'm so happy about it.
Hmm.
Like things took a turn around for in a lot of good ways, I think. And people complain still about a lot of what Paul is doing, but I think he's doing very well for the company. And the group he has together really sees a better future.
Yeah. I mean, you can kind of tell too in between um stuff because you saw trail off stuff from the Vince era, the last one of just different storylines and everything resolving up. But now it's you can see which matches that he really has his hand behind in producing and which ones that he lets them kind of go and do their own thing. Uh, yeah.
Yeah.
Then there's certain matches too. I think one of the worst matches in the last 2-3 years was John Cena versus Solo Sikoa at Crown Jewel.
I
That
it
match,
was so bad.
that
It was so bad. It was so uncoordinated. It was sloppy. It
so
was ugh.
slow, just slow.
I I don't know. I don't know who decided to do it. I don't know. I don't know if that was a last minute thing. I really want to feel like that was last minute, so I feel okay about it. But just,
Yeah,
I just want to pretend it didn't happen.
and that's like the old school slow burner kind of wrestling that he used to be into because he straight up said he wanted to incorporate old NWA and old 80s kind of wrestling stuff into it. And that match to me, I was like, yeah, you could throw that match into 1986, throw it in Japan, Dave Meltzer give it a 5-star rating.
Oh, Dave Meltzer.
Oh, which I guess that right there lets us get to how we want to scale things too. How we want
Yeah.
to do a 10 scale system. Fuck Dave Meltzer and the 5-star
Dave,
system.
absolutely fuck Dave Meltzer. I
Yeah,
absolutely totally agree. Fuck that guy.
yeah.
He's just
He's
play.
he's
Anyway.
fucked up his own system. So we do scales out of tens. 5 being an average. And 10. I guess what 10 being what Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels or at WrestleMania, either one.
Or anything
I
Nick Foley did in the Attitude Era. Yeah.
yeah, either one. You could also throw certain tens Macho Man Randy Savage and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. That
Oh,
that's
yeah.
that's a match that I've legitimately had friends that aren't into wrestling that they're like, oh, why are you into this shit? And I've put on that match, and
Oh, I get it.
8-10 minutes into it, they're like, why is this so entertaining? And it's like because they gave a shit. They, especially those two in that match, they the average match works out about 10 to 15 spots that they really want to hit for the finish. That match, they had over 142 spots
so well planned out, so majestically choreographed.
And
You can't find them like that anymore. You can't, like, you really can't.
yeah, and so that's where we're going with like tens and stuff, and then I guess like ones. I don't know. Um,
Mm.
I don't know. There's a finger poke of doom. there, there's a one.
Well,
There's a one. So let you know in the scaling. There you go. The finger poke of doom, all the way to like either one of like Shawn Michaels and Undertaker WrestleMania matches. That's kind
yeah,
of that's kind of the 10 scale.
definitely perfect scale.
Yeah, and along with that, we just had Elimination Chamber um come up here recently, and me and her have been slowly coordinating, trying to work on things here so that we can get stuff. So we got notes and stuff for Chamber, Raw, and SmackDown, and we'll slowly go over all of them here as we're getting through it and stuff. I guess in general, I like the Elimination Chamber. I I obviously I have my problems with it. We have our own specific KO and Sami Zayn problem with it.
Mm.
um, but yeah, I guess let's just let's just start from the top. Yeah,
I love to see Big E eating. He looks like he's enjoying every moment. He explains it so well. I'd love to see him eating. That was a great way to start a show for me.
just go ahead, eat up. But
I mean, yeah, but it was great to see Alexa Bliss back in action.
yes,
You know,
yes. She. I kind of have it listed here on my notes. That they came in by appearances and stuff. We'll definitely get to how awesome Alexa Bliss is, but she was the first to appear. Then Roxanne Perez, Bailey, Bianca, and then Liv Morgan and Naomi came out. But then, oh
dun dun
boy,
dun.
oh boy, good old Jade Cargill came out like nothing. Like I would rate the overall match a good 7.5. She's a solid 1 point of that overall match quality.
Yeah, I mean, the shot that they put with that storyline was great. It was great, and like the moment they did it was perfect.
Yeah,
Like she came back, I was like, I was so excited, and I was like, oh my god, this is more exciting.
yeah, yeah. Right when I heard her music and Liv also did a great job of selling, even though
Yeah,
even though like she wasn't the one to get assaulted. She did a great job of selling. Like, oh my gosh, I wasn't about to do this. Blah 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 blah. And then Jade comes in and just beats the ever living piss out of Naomi.
and then Bianca, she did an amazing job also.
Yeah,
Where like
acting
I fit
scared
with
as
that.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, because her friends are going at it there too, which also I think it was a great way to kind of resolve up like what was going to happen too. Because if it was just Naomi and Bianca in the match together, and Bianca was the first one let out, those two would have been able to like tag team steamroll the whole match.
yeah, yeah. Definitely give different dimensions where they weren't before.
Yeah,
They did a good job with that.
and but yeah, freaking the freaking door slam, that fucking the kick up kick that she does to her when she kicks her right in the head, right into the side
Um,
of the thing there. My God, I was just like, there you go. That's that athleticism. Um,
yeah, definitely. It was brutal looking. I loved it.
that's that athleticism right there. And beyond that, just the slamming in the cage and stuff, which going back and seeing it again, you could see her put up her arm, good enough so that she didn't get too slammed there, up on the neck. But still, it was a good angle camera wise, and just a good angle wise, where it's just like, yeah, that spot looked great. And
Yeah, and they did the move very smooth, so
yeah.
unless you're looking for it, you wouldn't have seen it.
So just for Jade's run-in, I like just being singular. I gave that a 10.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's great for the storyline. Liv Morgan looked adorable too. Just got to throw that in there. Her outfit was cute, and
Oh, super cute.
and everyone just played it really well. It was great, and segue into what we've seen for Jade after that we'll get into later. It was amazing the way he did that. I like it.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then yeah, then what? Door slam. Got badass door slams from Liv to Bianca. Um, she did a like cage slam toss to her too. That was really good. And then Roxanne came in, and Roxanne Perez, she's crisp. I had that like just her move set and just the way that she came in flowing wise and all that. It was just
Yeah,
super
she definitely
crisp.
her athleticism from out the gate. It was nice.
Yeah. Um.
And
She.
Liv Morgan without that girl is like so much better to me because Liv Morgan has a lot of good moves. And it gets overshadowed by all these storylines of all these like people protecting her.
Mhm.
Seeing her like without other people is just like great. We remember why we love Liv.
Yeah. Yeah. Because and when they rained out, when they kind of showed her accolades too, I kind of I didn't like realize how much it's gotten. The only three-time women's tag team champions is
Yep.
her and uh I'm forgetting her partner's name.
Brutal.
Huh. But her and her
That
partner
shows how good Liv is.
her and her partner three-time tag team champions, and she's two-time winner. She's won Elimination Chamber once. She's participated in all the Royal Rumbles. Um,
Yeah.
Liv has quite the career already, and she's got